Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wrassle Graps. My name is Chris,
My name is Vincent.
and let's dive right into this Raw after WrestleMania. We got a lot to
Hopefully.
talk about. This show was absolutely stacked, and we're going to start off here with the John Cena promo right after winning number 70.
Yeah,
Man,
once again, the You People promo.
the you people, once again, you knew what you did, and no one was soggy. They were all sorry. Everyone was sorry because John Cena said you owe him an apology. They were all sorry, not soggy as you said and thought it
Yeah,
was.
my notes, it says, "We are soggy."
This really confused me because it sounded like they were saying we are sorry, and then he goes, "Oh, they're saying we aren't sorry," and I was like, "Why are you
And
lying to
then,
me, John?"
and I said, correction. They're saying we aren't soggy.
I think you're too stuck on this. I really do.
What do you mean I'm stuck on it? I mean, you brought it up, man. It's on you.
Now I'm not gonna lie to you. We are soggy will be the name of this episode because of this.
Okay,
I'm not
fair
changing
enough.
that. It's gonna stick with that.
Fair enough.
But
But
yeah,
someone that wasn't soggy was Randy Orton.
so yeah, John Cena's cutting the promo about how great he is, number 17. He just says 23 dates less. He just has to run out the clock, and then that's it. He's gone. And then he's saying how great he is, and then Randy Orton sneaks up behind him, hits him with an RKO. Holds up the title, pretty much saying he's going for that title next. Probably a backlash.
Does a little pose. And, I mean, it's cool, I guess. I'm not really that excited.
Listen, man, on paper, the idea of it is like, oh, that's fun. Randy and Cena again, one more time. But then you're gonna watch the match, and it's probably gonna suck. But like, that's not you're not gonna worry about that. It's what happens.
If Cody and John Cena sucked, then Randy and John Cena is gonna be even worse.
Well, the thing is, Cena and Cody sucked because of The Rock. Let's get that straight. That was The Rock's
It
fault
sucked because the match fucking sucked. I mean, I really don't know what
because
to
of
tell
The
you.
Rock, though. It's
The
because of The
match
Rock.
fucking sucked. What would The Rock have done in the match to make it better?
If The Rock was there and he was more, would you prefer that he got involved or Travis Scott get involved?
I don't really care. I mean, the whole match before Travis Scott even entered was bad. So I'm not really sure you're getting it.
It started off and you're like, okay, it's a little slow. Let's see where it goes.
And it kept
But
being slow. I mean, I don't know.
if The Rock came out with Travis Scott, at least I could have been more accepting of it. That's just me.
Right, right.
But the problem
I
is,
also look if there was some cinema, right? Then sure, but there was no cinema. It was just kicking out of boobs, and then Travis Scott comes down, he does whatever he does, and then boom, boom, pow. John Cena is your world champion.
all this had to be was like a not as good version of WrestleMania 49 too, and it wasn't that. That's that on them for not doing it right.
I just
But
figured John
that's
Cena
whatever.
would get carried by Cody at least, but obviously Cody's incapable. So
But I'm really interested in seeing. Again, I don't blame either of the guys. I blame one man in particular.
I blame John
Uh,
Cena. I blame Cody Rhodes. I blame that's all Triple H probably.
Let's know in the comments below who you blame and why. That'll be fun. Um, so yeah, I'm interested in seeing this Orton Cena match simply for seeing the dynamics of those guys change. We've always seen heel Orton versus face Cena. We've never seen the reverse. So I'm interested in seeing that at least. The match itself, I don't know how that's going to be, but the idea of it sounds fun.
The idea, sure. The execution, probably not that good.
Listen, man, it's happening on your birthday, man. Get excited. Happy birthday to you, man. Get excited.
I can't even go, man. I can't even go see this.
No, we could like watch party it, and then I can gauge your excitement throughout the whole thing. That'll be fun.
Right. And I'll be really excited.
But yeah, that's what we're doing next for Cena, and I'm not mad at it. I'm actually curious to see where that goes.
I'm sure the story might be okay. I'm not really sure, but we'll see where it goes.
For now, let's move on. Liv and Raquel get their rematch against Becky and Lyra. The match I actually thought was better than the one they had at WrestleMania.
Right? Yeah, this was
Only
actually good.
yeah, my only gripe here was why you would have Becky and Lyra win the belts just to lose them the night after, and then have Becky turn heel immediately after. But
I don't
that's a
know. I think
separate
it was
conversation.
older. It was like Triple H setting it up the night before to set something else up the night after, which I'm
Didn't
not really
Meltzer say?
into that much usually, but I mean, this was okay.
Listen, I know it's Meltzer, so we don't give him a lot of credit. Fair, but like, didn't he say it was
Ooh,
all Becky that won it?
2025? Meltzer in 2025?
I'm quoting Meltzer in 2025. I'm doing it. We're doing it.
What did he say?
Said that this whole thing, she wins the titles in the night after it loses and turns heel. Wasn't that her whole thing?
I guess that's what happened. Yeah.
Oh, well. Anyway, so Lyra takes the pin. Liv and Raquel are your champs again. Then after that, Becky Lynch has a heel turn that looks like she botched. I couldn't tell what was happening
I don't know.
because
I think she was saying something. I'm not really sure.
she shoves her and then she goes to leave. She comes back, beats her up a little more, leaves again, comes back, hits the manhandle slam a few times. I think comes back a fourth time, does something else. It was
Yeah.
kind of like she was saying, "No, how many times we have to teach you this lesson, old man?" But like Lyra didn't even do anything. Like she didn't say nothing. That's
I think
whatever.
that the only awkward moment was when she like originally attacked her, and then she just stood over her and started taunting her or whatever. And then she left, and then the people came out, and then she came back, and
I found
that's when it got better for sure.
I found a lot of it to be very awkward and weird.
It was
But
awkward until I think when she started getting into it, like she started doing the moves over and over again. Then I was like, okay, this is hitting. But before it was not hitting.
it's kind of like the ref kept telling her not good enough. She kept having to go back. Someone like signaled to her,
That's what
"No,
it
you're not
felt
done
like.
yet."
That's what it felt like.
Yeah,
Like
it's
they were
weird.
just like, oh, you have to do more. You have to do more.
Yeah, it was very strange, but I look forward to seeing Lyra and Becky having a match. They're both great wrestlers. I'm sure they'll have some great matches. The
Did you see
story
a
as to
Liv
why she's her
promo
deal.
before this?
No, but they mentioned it, right?
They might have. I don't know.
No, they mentioned something about that she was saying before this match, but they never
Oh,
showed a
really?
promo.
Yeah, I saw the promo. Yeah, they were like,
When did
oh,
you
we
see
didn't
the
attack
promo?
Bailey, and then they said they were gonna win the title.
How'd you see the promo?
I was watching on on something. I was watching on something completely legal.
Perfectly legal. Perfectly
Yeah,
legal today.
perfectly legal. Yeah.
Well, anyway, we got the New Day coming up next. They're in the ring talking about how they won and they're great. Oh, I don't know what it was today. This is a bit of a tangent, but the New Day theme, for some reason, I was enjoying it a little bit more today.
Why?
I
I mean,
don't
it's
know
the
why.
same theme song.
I just listened to the beat a little more, and I kind of like the beat.
Okay, I mean, Chad Gable had a promo before this.
When did Chad Gable have a promo?
I don't know, but he said El Grande Americano is gonna come back soon.
Yeah, very well. Um, Man, this is a European tour all over again. I don't like where this is going.
And then the New Day had a promo.
Yeah, the promo they come out talking about how great they were and they won the tag titles, and then Maxine comes out and she's like, "Oh, you should defend against Otis and Tozawa, who are also with her." And they're
This is
like, "No,
cool.
we don't feel like it." But then she goes, "Oh, well, you guys are just scared because last time we beat you guys pretty quick, in like a minute or something." And then they're like, "We're not scared. We'll do the match right now." And I said, "Well, that's a weird thing to do, but sure, why not?" But we've actually all been swerved. There was no match. It's actually just Rusev coming back, kicking some ass.
Rusev. Man, I don't even know why he beat the shit out of everybody, but he
Me
did, and it
neither.
was cool.
He didn't beat up the New Day because they left as soon as they saw him. Just Otis and Tozawa. Just them specifically.
That's true. He did do speed up the Alpha Academy.
Man, I mean, I think what happened was backstage they were like, we need someone big for Rusev to take down, really look impressive, you know. And I think Otis just kind of happened to be there, and then
Oh
that's why we got
yeah,
what we got. Yeah, he said, "Oh yeah," and then Triple H is like, "Oh yeah, get your ass out there. You're gonna sell for somebody tonight."
exactly. And that's what happened. I mean, it was cool. I like Rusev. His theme song kind of ass, but whatever.
I mean, what are you gonna? It's Dev Rebel. What do you expect? You know,
You got Def Rebel. I saw someone on Twitter ask if he got Def Rebel. He did. He did get
he
Def
got
Rebel.
Dev Rebel, which is odd because watching the Netflix version, they say in the captions they said it was a CFO theme song, but it very clearly wasn't. So I guess no one told them about that.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, Rusev's back. He looks fantastic physically. I'm looking forward to seeing him do more stuff. I know everyone's really confused about why he attacked the tag division. It's very odd, but I I don't know. I
yeah.
guess we'll see where it goes. I'm
I mean,
confused too.
I believe that it's probably what you said, which was that Otis is a big boy and Akira Tozawa is also a big boy, so he wanted to beat the shit out of both of them to prove himself.
I guess so. That might be it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Otis versus Rusev's gonna be kind of fun actually. I'm looking forward to that match.
Ortiz and Rusev will be a short match, but it will be fun.
Yeah, it might be. That's true, honestly. The problem is, it's either he goes after Otis or Gunther, and Gunther's busy.
Yeah, Gunther's he's got bigger plans, I think.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But for now, we got the Judgment Day backstage, unless there was something else that happened during a commercial
No,
that I didn't
it's
get to see.
fine. It's fine.
All
Judgment Day
right.
were backstage.
They're backstage, they're super happy, they're celebrating, but then it gets awkward because Finn shows up. And Finn's
Ooh,
looking at Dominic, and then Liv's like, "Oh, come on, hey, we're all good, right? Gold in the clubhouse, everyone's happy." And then Finn's like, "Listen, what happened in Vegas? It stays in Vegas. We're all
uh,
good." And everyone's happy again, so it's not awkward anymore.
that's right, man. I kind of thought that was gonna happen, but I wasn't too sure.
I thought, well, we'll talk about it later, but I'm surprised there wasn't a Finn Balor turn or like a Judgment Day turn on Finn.
I am kind of a little bit surprised, but I figured it either go the way that he turns on all of them, like right now, or he stays in the group and he's like happy for Dom for a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that'll come a little later, a month or two from now. Who knows?
Maybe he's gonna get sick of riding Dom's coattails.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I feel like Finn is an obvious feud for Dom some point down the line. I don't know who Dom would be going up against at the moment for the IC title. I wouldn't imagine they're gonna have Penta keep losing, but
Probably
that's
Penta though. Probably.
yeah, but like then he has to keep losing to Dom.
It is what it is, you know. We can do. Gonna be the
Yeah, I
underdog
guess.
somehow. And
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just gonna bring it up here. Dom looks like an independent wrestler. He does,
Just a bit.
which is cool in my book. But I'm just saying, I never say it about nobody. But for him, he looks like an independent wrestler.
Dom always gave me the impression of he's fresh out of college, and he looks older, but he also looks like he's still in his early 20s, which I know he is still pretty young, probably is around that age. But like, Austin Theory, he's like 20 something and he don't look like that.
No, not at all.
It's hard to explain, but I think you get what I mean.
Dom is hashtag relatable.
Nothing against Dom. Look, even though he doesn't look like the typical wrestler, I still love him. He's still great.
Yeah,
Just
he's
throwing it
great,
out
man.
there.
He's a good wrestler. He knows his character. He sticks to it well. It's good. Carlito
Just a
was
guy.
positive in this segment, though. We have to cover Carlito.
Yeah, he was positive, man. He said, "Where's Al Gold?" And then I don't remember the response.
Oh, he was like, "Oh yeah, we feel like champions." Am I right, Finn?
Oh yeah, he said we're kind of like champions too because they have championships.
Yeah. And then
And I
Finn was
think
just kind of
Finn
looking at,
just gave him a look and kind of shook his head, I think, and then that was all.
yeah. Carlito, he's kind of funny sometimes when he's not making weird jokes.
That's pretty true. When he's not getting a little racial, he's pretty good.
Yeah, on the fly, on the fly.
When he's not getting racial on the fly, as one is prone to do, I guess. It's pretty good.
That's true. That's true. I would not like to be Carlito at the WrestleMania roast.
Me neither. I wouldn't want to be anybody at the WrestleMania roast. Honestly, it sounded like it was fucking horrible.
Yeah, I saw that. It sounded like it was horrible. I mean, what are you gonna expect from a Tony Hinchcliffe production?
Who was it? It was Tony Hinchcliffe, Pat McAfee, Nia Jax, and a couple other people. Was it?
It sounds horrible. It sounds like something I wouldn't want to go to. But I mean, I kind of would to see like a train wreck. You know?
That's like the opposite of the Dream Blunt rotation. That's like the Nightmare Blunt rotation. You don't want that.
Yeah, just to see what happens. You know?
Well, let's not talk about that dumpster fire. Let's talk about the best part of the show. Io and Stephanie Vaquer. Man, this was awesome. I know there's the promo we're going to talk about. I just want to say this was awesome.
This was, I mean, this whole thing was great. Yeah,
So Io comes out. She's like, "Yeah, I'm champion. Bianca and Rhea tried to ignore me, but they can't anymore because I'm your champ. I won."
right.
Then Stephanie Vaquer comes out. Said, "Look, as your NXT Women's Champion, I want to face the best. I want to go up against the best. I'd like to go up against you right now." I know crowd's cheering. They're happy. Io agrees. Everyone's happy. They're cheering. Then Adam Pearce comes out, makes a random ass cameo. And he's like,
Did
"I'm
he?
just here to make sure." Yeah. He comes
Oh,
out and then he's like, listen, because the crowd starts booing because they think he's going to say no. Well, let's not do that. But he just
right.
goes, "Listen, I just want to come out here and make sure that you guys actually want to see this. And everyone starts cheering. He's like, all right, let's do it then.
What if they said like, no, I don't want to see this.
And they start booing. Well, you heard him. Get your ass out the ring.
Get out of here, man. I think
That
they
was
would
a
have just
nice try.
ignored it. They would have ignored that.
They probably would have, yeah.
They would have said,
But
all
that would
right,
have
let's ring the bell. Come on.
been funny though. Well, we had 30 minutes of TV playing, but now we gotta go up with something else. All right,
Exactly. Rusev, get back out here.
Rusev, go get him.
Yeah.
Starts using Rusev as his own like 3-minute warning type guy.
Machka. Yeah.
Man, that'd be great. But we get to Io and Vaquer the match, which is fantastic. It ends in a DQ, but honestly, I'm fine with that simply
Yeah, but I
because
just kind of yelled out Roxanne. I was like, whoa, Roxanne.
yeah, Roxanne causes a DQ attacking Io. Vaquer is like, what the hell? Why would you do that? Then Julia attacks Vaquer. Apparently, she's a heel now. I don't remember her being heel when she left, but apparently she's a
Kind of,
heel
kind of
and
random,
aligned with.
honestly.
It's a little random, but I'm assuming they explained it on NXT yesterday.
Probably. Yeah.
So both of them are beaten down on Io and Vaquer, but then Rhea Ripley comes out, makes a save, get a cool little stare down with Julia and Rhea, but then that's it.
Yeah. And Rio gives the title to Io.
Yeah, and she says, I'm coming back for this.
Right.
Now, like I was saying, it sucks that it ended in a DQ, but I understand both of them are champions. You don't want to have one take a loss. One's just coming off
I think
WrestleMania, the
it
other
would have
one's.
been fucking fine.
I don't know. I feel like it would have been weird. You can't really have
Oh,
Io
really? Stephanie
lose.
can't lose to fucking Io? Are you kidding
No,
me?
because Stephanie has a title match the next night, so you can't.
So
No.
what? That's the fucking WWE World Champion. That's the NXT World Champion. It's not the same thing, you know?
No, but if you want them to take her seriously, you can't do that. No.
You can fucking do that. I don't give a shit. And as long as they have a good match, you know?
They had a great match, and look, they're gonna run it back at some point. It's gonna be even better, and that's what I look forward to.
It's like when NXT stars used to come to the main roster for like a singular appearance, they used to put on a good fight and lose. That's all they did.
I guess. I'm glad they didn't do it though.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was okay. I think it gets multiple people on TV at the same time
Hmm. And it was
and
fun watching.
promotes different stories.
And by the way, the WWE crowd, man, at least one's in Vegas, bunch of sickos, man. She started doing that thing where she has the head in between the legs and she starts bouncing it off the mat with her ass in the air.
Yeah,
Stephanie,
that Michael Cole was like, "Oh, Booker T nearly has a heart attack when this happened."
Booker T would have a heart attack if he was here. But the crowd starts
He
making
was
the Booker T
NXT.
noises. They start
He did.
making the Booker T noises. I was like, damn, bunch of freaks out here.
I couldn't tell if they were doing that or counting. I'm not gonna lie.
No, they were making the noise. I was listening and it was not any numbers I recognized.
Ooh, 2, 3, 4. You know,
Now let's get to
Pat McAfee announced the attendance record, or not attendance record, attendance for the night, which I don't remember.
for the Raw night.
Yeah, for the Raw night, and he
That's
said like, "Thanks
stupid.
for the WrestleMania weekend or whatever."
Now that's just stupid.
Yeah,
We're announcing how many people are coming a weekly Raw now. I mean, come on.
that's what he did. Yeah,
Oh well. Now look, I know this is gonna be me being very negative, and I understand that, but man, did these guys glaze the fuck out of Jey Uso for 20 minutes?
I thought it was cool. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think this was bad.
I'm happy for him, but the whole time I'm like, all right, what's gonna happen? Like I thought something was gonna happen, and they were gonna show
It
you
was a
like,
bit of a
okay,
waste of time, but I think it was still useful. I guess I don't know.
this is 20 minutes I'm not getting back in my life. I mean, I'm happy for Jay. Don't get me wrong. It's cool to see that Sammy's alive and he's out there.
It started with a Jey Uso package. We'll see that with like a Macklemore
Yeah,
song.
we saw Jay Uso's package to some music, um,
Pause.
and then he comes out. He's happy. He's doing the thing. Comes to the ring. He's like, "Oh, let's do it again." Cuts a promo, and it was a decent promo. Like, I'm your champion now. I'll be here week in, week out, and I'll work hard. That's cool. That's great. Then Sammy comes out and he celebrates with him. By the way, it's cool to see that Sammy's alive. That's nice. Cody could have really
He's
used your
alive.
help yesterday, by the way.
He looks great. He looks great.
You know, um, he celebrates with him. Then Jimmy comes out, celebrates too. And this is all cool and all, but did it need to be 20 minutes?
It didn't need to be 20 minutes. I think it was cool. I enjoyed it for what it was. You know, seeing Sammy, Jay, Jimmy in the same ring all together. But other than that, yeah, no, it didn't need to be that long.
Keep in mind, though, this whole time, Michael Cole was like, Gunther tapped. Gunther's a fucking loser. Gunther sucked. We have a fun champion now. Just keep that in
Yeah.
mind that he's going after Gunther. It's gonna be important later.
Like eventually, man, you're gonna get shut up, you know.
Oh, we'll get to that. But right now, let's talk
Oh
about
yeah, don't forget that Jay did the salute, okay?
the salute,
That salute, you know what I mean?
the German one.
The German one, yeah.
Oh, brother.
He was holding out for the E, but he did too long.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw him waiting for it. I thought he was gonna jump Sammy, and I was really confused. I was like, why? Why
I
would you
thought
do
Sam
that?
was gonna jump him because he went down behind Jay.
No, Sammy was doing something. Like Jay was just sitting there awkwardly.
Oh, I thought Sammy was just like behind him as he was doing the thing.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that too. No, that happened afterwards. You're right. That did happen.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna turn on him then, but I was like, it doesn't make sense because Sammy's like beloved. Like you can't do that.
It doesn't make sense because Kevin Owens just fucking killed him. You know, he's a good
The
guy
fans
now.
love him. Like they sing his soul. There's no reason to turn him heel. And he's this over, you know.
Oh, not at all. There's no reason for it. Um, but yeah, good for Jay. I just, God, that was unreasonably long.
Right.
Then we get to a Logan Paul video package or promo from the
It's a
night
promo
before.
or interview.
Yeah, it was from the night before. He's like, I'm great. I'm Logan Paul. Blah, 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 whatever. Then they try to interview AJ Styles at Raw. But then Karrion Kross is like, brother, what the fuck? Why did you do it like that, you selfish bastard? And then Styles is like, look, man, you're
He's
trying
like,
to
you made
remind me
us
of a,
look bad.
yeah, you made us look bad to this weird internet loser. And then Styles is like, well, look, man, you're trying to remind me of a dark time in my life that was like only a year ago. I'm not trying to be that guy no more. What's wrong with you? Do it yourself. And Karrion says, maybe I will do it myself.
What does that mean?
Yeah, well, we'll find out.
I feel like Carrion's like full of mystery, but like you never know what he's doing.
I hope they change his name to Killer Cross now that he said it in that promo.
Yeah, that was like a. We're not even gonna say. Well, I don't even remember what that was, but I kind of don't want to shed light on that.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know about that. You know,
Well, for those that do want to know what we're talking about, I'm sure you'll find
there's
it
a
pretty
video on
easily.
Twitter. You know what I mean?
It's a 3-minute video, a 3-minute,
If you want to see it, go ahead. But
yeah,
I
three
wouldn't.
minute.
I wouldn't promote it myself. You know what I mean?
I'm just telling you, if you want to see it, it's a 3-minute video on Twitter or any social media, you'll find of Gary and doing a promo. If you want to check it out, go check it out. I thought it was cool. Um,
But if I was
but
you, I'd just check out Wrassle Recap. Honestly,
yeah, that too. Also do that. We'll talk about it there, maybe.
and maybe we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll hint at it. Maybe.
Yeah, well, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge,
But
nudge.
yeah, he did mention Killer Cross. He did shoot a little bit. Shoot, quote unquote. It was interesting.
He said, "Fuck,
He said, "Fuck." I mean, I can't believe they're doing on that show. Yeah, it's crazy.
man, they really are copying us now." I say "fuck" every episode, but unintentionally usually.
Yeah, you just did it right now.
No, that was intentional that time.
Oh, okay.
But all right, let's get to my favorite part of the show, just because of how ridiculous it gets afterwards. When it starts off, it's enjoyable, but then it gets a little ridiculous. Let's talk about this. So we get back from commercial on Netflix. I don't know if there's anything else before this for you.
I mean, Theory and Waller is what I got.
All right, what happened with them? Because they didn't show this for me.
I don't remember. I don't know what they were saying. They were like, they want the tag team championships. That's what they said. And then the War Raiders came out,
All right,
and they said they want revenge on the New Day. There you go.
fair enough. Then we get back to from commercial break on
It
Netflix.
sucks they didn't show that on TV. That's actually not bad.
Yeah, it would have been nice to know about that, especially when they have the match next week. That would have been cool to know why it's happening.
I know. What the fuck? Why are they doing that on commercial?
I had no idea. I hate that they do that now.
Yeah, but the War
Even
Raiders came out, and then the Theory and Waller just left. They didn't really care.
that's just awkward. But anyway,
Yeah.
so Gunther's at the announce team. And, he's had enough of Michael Cole and this shit, man. He's like, Michael, you got something to say to me, man? You trying to say something? You trying to do something here? And, as he's getting punked out, Michael Cole goes, look, man, I'm just doing my job. Doing my job.
Yeah, I wasn't the one that tapped.
Yeah, this dude's instigating. As Gunther's threatening his life, he's still instigating. He can't help
This guy
himself.
doesn't get it. He never been punched in his life. He did though, but I don't know. He acts like he hasn't.
Bro's acting like he forgot about Heidenreich. I know he didn't.
Yeah,
But, dude, yeah, so he said, nah, I never tapped. And Gunther smacks the glasses off of him. Michael Cole's like, here we go again.
I can't
And then
see. I mean, I'm getting choked.
Michael Cole's then expression was face of, okay, here we go. Whatever.
Yeah,
And then Gunther pushes Pat McAfee away, goes to choke out Michael Cole, has him for like a second. But then Pat like pushes him off. He's like, "Hey, don't mess with my guy, Michael Cole." Turns around, goes to check on Michael. Then Gunther chokes him out for a solid like 3 minutes.
Yeah, this
Like
was too long. Honestly, he should have been sleeping by that time.
he was actually turning. I think he might have been choking him out for real.
I think he might have been. Yeah,
Dude, I mean, God, for a lot of
he was
people,
like
I
reaching
know
for the throat and stuff.
he was choking him out, and there was like 20 security guards. Three of them were trying to
Get
help.
off of her! Get off of her!
Yeah, three of them were trying to help Pat. 17 of them were busy trying to get Pat McAfee's friends to not go after Gunther because they don't want another lawsuit after Stone Cold.
Right, right.
But yeah, eventually they get him off. Gunther stops. Crouch chanting at Gunther, booing him. He leaves to the crowd. Uh, Michael Cole helps walk Pat McAfee to the back. And then for now, we go to commercial.
Yeah, exactly. Which I thought this was cool. A little bit long, I think. It should have been quicker, but whatever.
I like this. What I didn't like is, well, let's talk about this. So we get
Okay.
back from commercial. Pat's getting checked out in the trainer's room. Adam Pearce sees Michael Cole and he's like, "Hey man, look, that was really scary for you, Michael, I'm sure.
Get the
But
day off.
take the night off. Yeah, take the rest of the night off." Michael Cole goes, "No man, I'm brave. I'm going out there, but not for nothing though. How am I supposed to do my job if this guy's trying to kill me for my opinions, man? This is ridiculous. I'm just doing my thing." And I'm like, Michael, you've been talking shit on this man for a month. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
they've been alluding to this for a while as well. That Gunther might come and attack them, possibly.
Michael, you've been running your mouth for a month. You thought nothing was gonna happen? You thought Gunther was just gonna be cool with it?
Exactly.
Like
That's what I've been thinking. Yeah.
now he lost, you know that man somewhere and he's pissed. And you're gonna go over here and go, "Oh, we got a better fun champion. That fucking loser tapped." I would never
Yeah.
tap personally. Like, what's wrong
Me
with you,
personally, I
Michael?
wouldn't tap. Yeah.
God. So yeah,
And then
I'm
no, and then Gunther said, "Tap out of this." When you
yeah,
walk to
tap
the thing.
press a tap on this. And Pat McAfee said, no one's gonna tap here. Then he goes, "Oh, that's true, but you are. Tap to this, Pat."
Yeah.
Man. Michael Cole got a little annoying with this. I didn't like this.
I thought this was okay. I didn't think that was that bad. Okay.
It's afterwards, right? Where
Yeah. Yeah.
Joey Testosterone, he's
Show
out there.
testosterone. Yeah.
Our guy. He's out there and he's like, "Oh, I'm filling in for the recently deceased Pat McAfee, just in case."
He took over every position basically. He was like the fucking play-by-play, the color. Because Michael Cole wasn't doing shit.
Bro was out there and he was talking like he just witnessed a murder on national television. He's talking like he just witnessed like the video of the OJ incident. Like it's crazy. Like he's taking that seriously.
Yeah.
Like it's
I mean, that's how
nuts.
they had to do it. Yeah.
He comes
Because
out.
it's not like a wrestler, technically.
He comes out. Then Michael Cole comes back out. He's walking back to the thing. And he's like, "Michael, you okay, man? You good?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then he goes again. He's like, "Not for nothing. How am I supposed to do my job?" And I'm like, "Brother, we just went over this. What are you talking
You
about?
just
Why are
said he
we
wasn't
still?"
gonna get bullied by some guy or whatever. Like,
He's
just
like,
do
"I'm not
your
gonna get
job.
bullied, bro. Yeah, go." It takes him like 5 minutes. We're still talking about this. And then
Yeah.
eventually Michael's like, "Look, let's not talk about this anymore. Let's not take away from the match, which is Penta and Dom. It's up now. They're having their IC title match. He's like, I want to take away from this."
And
It's
they
like,
kept
okay.
talking about it.
Bro kept bringing it up every 5 minutes. Joe Testosterone would be like, "Hey, remember like 5 minutes ago when Gunther tried to fucking kill you?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure he didn't forget. It was 5 minutes ago, Joe. You don't got to
And
do
Joe
this."
just us. He's keeping he's keeping him on topic, on track.
And then every time he'd bring it up, Michael would go, "Well, how am I supposed to do my job?" And I'm like, "Oh my God,
Yeah, this
this is
part was
tough."
annoying. This part was annoying.
Honestly, it made the match a little unwatchable, to be honest with you.
I was just paying attention to the match. Yeah.
I was trying, but I couldn't block him out. It just kept happening. And it's like, God, you don't have to talk about it every 5 minutes.
Yeah. For the match itself, I mean, the Judgment Day were at ringside, Finn and Carlito.
Yeah, and they were helping screw Penta over, but eventually it's the return of Jaden McDonough that
Boo.
really screws him over, and Dom retains.
I wonder how they actually feel about JD in real life. Yeah. I think they're
I
like
don't know.
friends, which
That's
is
a good
weird,
question.
but what?
Well, they just think about it now, like, well, allegedly this happened, and
Right? They're just
that's
like, eh. They shrug their shoulders.
yeah, like they're like, "Oh, I wasn't there. I don't know,"
Yeah.
and then they move on.
Chicken tendies, anybody?
Yeah, chicken tendies. Who want it? Ranch.
Yeah. Ranch for my bag over here.
Yeah.
Ranch
Interesting
for my
detail.
ass.
Well, that's another problem right there.
Ranch
You
ass.
know, yeah, you don't want that. You don't want
That's
ranch
like
fresh from the hole. You don't want that.
why not, man? That sounds delicious.
Like I don't know what you're into,
But
but
ranch from the
personally,
hole? That sounds great.
look, man, you do you. You do you.
What hole you talk?
I think you know what hole.
I'm Brady.
Anyway, uh, interesting detail here.
Yo,
Um, interesting detail about this segment. He returns and everyone's celebrating, except for Finn, who didn't seem to know that this man was coming back.
maybe he didn't know. Yeah, I didn't notice that really, but that's true.
He seemed a little surprised. He was like, "What? You guys knew about this? Wow."
He's gonna take over the Judgment Day because his name starts with a J.
His initials are JD. He's like made for it,
It's perfect. I mean, not that he should, but
No, but like he's right there and he's like made for it, if you want to.
true.
Now we get to the last segment on the show,
El Grande
which is
Americano has a video package, AI video package.
yeah, well, AI El Grande Americano is definitely a real celebration in Mexico. That definitely happened.
And then they said like he's a national hero or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, now we get to the final thing. They showed that on Netflix. I just forgot to write that down.
Okay. I knew they
So
showed that because it was like they wouldn't have two Chat Gable segments on one night.
no, they would not.
So there you go.
So we get Seth and Paul coming out. Seth, interestingly enough, still has his theme song, which is odd.
Yeah.
Um,
He's wearing yellow. Is it yellow? I don't know what color it is.
he was wearing banana yellow. He was wearing the same
Yeah.
color that Finn had on his mask. So that
It
was
was
a
either
little
a
odd.
yellow or like a bright lime. But
For
I'm
Seth
bad with
Rollins,
colors myself.
dude, for Seth Rollins, this is actually very tame clothing choice.
Right. That's true. I mean, technically, I mean, kind of. Yeah, you're right. Wasn't very detailed.
No, this is like, it's just a bright suit. I mean, for him, this is like wearing like your casuals.
Yeah.
Like,
He
man,
shows up to fucking bed with that outfit.
maybe I believe it.
Yeah. It's his pajamas.
Personally, that's the type of inappropriate question I'd ask Becky. Does he wear the weird colors at home?
Does he wear a banana suit at home? Yes or no?
Does he wear an actual banana suit to bed? I don't know. Questions to be asked.
Getting freaky in the banana suit.
No, the banana suit is the freak.
Right, right.
But anyway, so Paul and Seth are in the ring. Before they can even explain anything, CM Punk comes out and he's wrapping up his fist ready to get into a fight. And then he gets in there,
They get into a fight.
beating on Seth, but then he's talking to Paul a bit. He looks like he's about to go after him. But then Seth gets him from behind with a low blow, I think, was it? Or did he just knock him
Pause.
down?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Anyway, so he gets him down, hits one a curb stomp, and then they go like, anyway, they're about to start talking.
But then the
Then
tribal
Roman
chief comes in.
Reigns comes out. Roman Reigns spears Seth. Superman punches Paul. About to spear Paul. But then a man in hoodie comes out, spears Roman Reigns instead. That man is Braun Breaker. He's now in this group too.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy actually. It was like one after the other.
I don't know if they ever really explained why he turned on Roman. I know he turned on Punk because he's like, oh, Punk put me in a very uncomfortable position I didn't want to be in. And I didn't appreciate that. But I
Yeah,
don't know why he turned on Roman.
I don't know why he turned on Roman very much, but I guess for what he did to Woman the Shield or whatever.
Maybe. It's possible. Who knows?
Ruined his life or something like that.
Yeah. But anyway, we get this new badass faction that's probably not even done yet of Seth, Braun, and Paul. Like, man, that's awesome.
Pretty cool. Braun hit Roman with a few spears, one through the barricade for sure.
Yeah,
I think all that was cool.
he does the around the world spear where he runs around the ring and then he spears him through the barricade. That was great. I
And
love
brings
that.
him back in the ring, and then Seth curb stomps Punk, and then Seth curb stomps in front of Roman, and then Seth curb stomps Roman as well.
Yeah. This dude Punk took like two curb stomps while he was just lying there doing nothing, which I felt kind of bad for him for.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah,
It
you
be
live
that
and you
way
learn.
sometimes.
Live and you learn.
It really did be that way sometimes. But then Paul Heyman says something about, oh well, we're gonna give you a headline that'll extend till WrestleMania 42. and then he just like doesn't.
That's true. Yeah,
He just says Seth Rollins is the future, and I was like, this man is pushing
he's a top
40.
star. Yeah,
He is pushing 40. He already is the future. All right.
that's kind of weird because that's wasn't that the whole thing with the architect, like the what is it, the
Yeah.
Triple
That,
H
no, you're
group or
right.
whatever. Yeah,
The
yeah,
Authority. Yeah, you're right.
that one.
Yeah, just
I
running
thought that
back his
was the whole
gimmick from
point of
10
that,
years ago.
and then we did that already, and now we're doing it again with Paul Heyman.
Which I mean, I'm sure it's just to elevate guys like Braun and whoever else comes into the group, but like, it's just a weird, like,
It's kind of
that's
interesting because I mean I think in recent years Seth has been associated with these groups where there's like different people of the newer generation with him in these groups, like the
Mhm.
Messiah with the Buddy Murphy and the whatever. So
I
I think
wonder.
this fits Seth perfectly, but it definitely feels like a recreation of the Authority.
They all always kind of feel like offshoots of the Shield, at least with his Messiah gimmick
This doesn't feel
and
like that
this.
much of a Shield reboot.
They literally have Braun Breaker who does the spear. What are you talking about?
I know it's different because Paul Heyman's there, like guiding them.
Maybe they're getting a Dean Ambrose, or Paul is their Dean Ambrose. I don't know.
If we're looking at who's copying the Shield, let's go to NXT real quick and
Well, I
look
know
at
about
whatever that
that.
group, the
Oh, I'm
Dark
aware of
State or
them.
whatever. Yeah,
I'm
let's look
fully
at
aware of
them and
them.
their little powerbomb move and their Shield vests and their entrance and everything that they do.
I promise you, I'm
Like a
fully
pack
aware
of
of.
hounds or whatever. Yeah, let's look
I
at
know
them.
Timu Shield. I'm aware of them.
Wish Shield, Temu Shield, whatever you want to say. So that
But
doesn't
anyway,
remind me of this.
I don't know. I just saw Braun doing a spear, and I saw Seth there, and I was like, man, that's ever so slightly, kinda.
Better spear than Roman Reigns. I'm gonna say it right now.
That dude has the best spear in the business. I don't know what to tell you.
Roman had the best spear until fucking Braun came in. Okay.
It was close for a little bit, but then he kept doing it, and then you're like, well, now it's Braun.
Braun took the crown for the best spear. If there was
Hmm.
a trophy for best spear, you have the trophy.
Yeah, let me tell you right now, a singles match between Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns, I'm here for that. I'll take my money right
Hell,
now.
better than fucking Cody and John Cena, that's for
That
sure.
is not a high bar at this point in time.
Not at all. Cody really did let us down. Really disappointed. He deserved those boos.
Yeah, we'll see. They booed him, and it's a little detail I like that we didn't really go through, but I didn't like that how they booed Cody, and John Cena's like, see, that's the fucking problem, you people. He was here for you. He was doing it for you, and he
He's been
tried.
doing that though. I mean.
I know, but I just like how every week, no matter what the fans do, like he's like, oh well, this is why you're all horrible.
Whatever. I'm not really a fan of these you people promos. The only thing that was interesting was the Randy Orton RKO.
You're just mad because you still don't know what his problem is with you.
You're like, why do you say fuck me for? You know what I mean?
You know what you did, but anyway, let's talk about the thumb thoughts on this one. I think for the first time in a very long time, this episode of Monday Night Raw is getting a double thumbs up from me.
I do agree. Double thumbs up, even though this was a long episode and I didn't like that.
It
Because
was
I
it
had
was
stuff
a
to do.
longer one.
You know?
It was a
So
longer one, but you know what? So much happened. You had that fantastic stuff with Vicaire and Io in the ring. You had, I mean, the matches. There could have been for the tag match. First of all, the tag match was better than the WrestleMania match. You gotta give credit there. The main event or the final match with Dom and Penta, it was what it was. But the story stuff that happened on this show, the debuts, the returns, I was just here for it, man. I loved every minute of it.
in ring action wise, it was great. Put two people against each other that wouldn't normally be against each other, like Io and Stephanie. And then the story stuff, like you said, was just top notch.
For the
So
first time,
double thumbs up makes sense.
dude, for the first time in a long time, I felt like I was watching a Raw after WrestleMania, and I
It
loved
was
every minute of it.
overload of surprises, I'd say. Even if it was just from
Actually,
NXT or whatever.
this was a good episode of Raw because now I actually want to tune in and watch 3 hours of SmackDown. Do you know how hard that is to get someone to want to do that?
Yeah, I'm not watching fucking SmackDown. You can go
Well, you
ahead and do
can.
that.
I am. Yeah.
I
There'll
can't
be
watch
a
it.
review.
Yeah, whatever. If
There'll
I'll
be a
find a way to
review.
watch it. I'll find a way.
There'll be a review of SmackDown coming this Saturday. It'll be a solo review, of course, because he'll be on vacation. But stay tuned for that, guys. If you can, like, comment, subscribe so you don't miss nothing. Please remember, follow us on all social media platforms and give us 5 stars on the podcasting platforms if you don't mind. Thank you guys so much for checking us out, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
You're a suck.